What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Nomadic Mind. I'm your host, Nomadic. How's your day, guys? I was gonna say a sentence, but then it just turned into that. I don't know why, but it did. It's a nice cloudy day. I'm going for a drive. Gotta get some vitamins that I need. Vitamin D3 plus K. I think I said that right. Can't remember. Having memory issues. I can't think straight sometimes. My mind is fogged. There are thoughts in my mind that plague me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. All I know is what the Jedi tell me to do. They ignore my feelings. They don't understand me. They don't know what I am, what I'm capable of. They don't know the power within me. I don't know where that came from. I literally just pulled that out of my ass. For real, I did. Very interesting times we live in, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting times. I don't know if you guys ever follow like any UAP, UFO news or anything like that, but James Fox, he had his conference yesterday concerning the Varginha case back in Brazil. I don't know if you guys ever seen the documentary Moment of Contact. One of the best documentaries that you could probably watch concerning the phenomena relating to extraterrestrials, the UFO situation, everything. It's literally the Roswell of Brazil. And it was only 30 years ago, give or take. I think it was in 1996 when the incident happened. Which would, if that's the case, would mark the 30th anniversary of this whole situation. And it's a really cool case. Long story short, there was a UFO that was seen by a couple of farmers. It was a couple actually who saw this object, and they only knew about it because of, their dogs were barking, uncontrollably. The animals in their farm were going hysterical. So they go out and they see up in the sky. This is at night. Granted, the only reason they came out to even see what was going on was because of their animals. And so they look up into the sky and see this object, and it's a strange looking object. It looks like a blimp to them, I think. But what they notice is that there's smoke coming out of this object. That's like a white smoke, like almost like steam coming out of it, but there's no fire or black smoke that you would normally have with a fire, or something that's damaged and going down. But it was this white steam smoke, and it crash lands. And so I think, if I remember correctly, I haven't seen the documentary in a long time, there's this other gentleman who had witnessed the crash as well, coming down. And he sees the crash happening. It kind of like hovering, like this, and then eventually losing control, eventually crash lands. The Brazilian military show up, quickly. But before that happens, he was able to get close to the crash debris and notice some material on the floor. He grabs it. He notices that he's able to crumble it with his bare hands with ease. But then once he lets go of it, it returns to its, original form, just like the Roswell incident back in 1947. And so it's fascinating how two similar situations of like this metamaterial that seems to crumble up like aluminum foil, but once you let it go, it reverts back to its original form as you found it. Has a sort of like memory, sort of, I don't know. It's quite cool to hear the explanation on these materials. And so basically, taking a little too long with the story, but the whole thing is that there was these creatures that managed to survive the crash. They escaped into the town of Virginia, and so they were found out by these 3 little girls, and this was already days after the incident had happened, after the crash. So it's not like this all happens in one day. This happens throughout like an entire week, I think. It's a whole process where the creatures are eventually found trying to hide, trying to seek shelter, safety, trying to get rescued, I think. And so, these creatures, they're being searched by the Brazilian government, by the military, so to speak. And one of them, I think, is dead, or there's 3 or 2, I can't remember, but one is alive, one is captured by the military police, and is taken to the hospital. Then so and so happens. One of the military police who captures the alien accidentally gets scratched by the creature's nails. He eventually dies because of this bacteria that was so aggressive that it literally, the bacteria killed him. Whatever this was, it could not be neutralized by any of the antibiotics at the time, back in 1996. And nothing could kill whatever disease or virus or bacteria he had. His body had no way of fighting against it. He was basically dead. And eventually, the United States government went into Brazil, retrieved the crash debris, the alien creature, and flew back to the United States, supposedly to the East Coast, a location in the East Coast of the United States of America. And that's as far as the story goes. I'm kind of brushing over a lot of details, but that's basically the main thing. And the reason I say all this is because it's kind of, there seems to be a turning point where I feel like in 2026 something is going to happen. I don't know. Every year I probably tell myself this, but there's definitely a shift. It's been taken more serious, and it's getting more serious. People are more aware than ever before. Just regular people. You say you believe in aliens, people are like, yeah, of course, me too. I believe in aliens. Why wouldn't you? There's a vast universe out there with millions and millions of stars. Why wouldn't you believe that they're aliens. Now, it's different when you say that they visited us. And most people are thinking, of course, why wouldn't they visit us? But then people would argue, well, how would we would know if they visited us? Bitch, no, you wouldn't. With their advanced technology, they wouldn't allow you to see them. And if you do see them, it's because they probably let you see them. And, you know, the mystery is so vast. There's so many questions. The more you try to get to the truth, the stranger it gets. And you're kind of left with so many more questions. Who knows what is truth and what is a lie? But what I feel is for certain is that we are being visited. There is an intelligence that is beyond human understanding that is visiting this planet, that is also stationed here, and it is monitoring us. And I do believe that the US government, within sectors of it, within certain groups within the government, know of this intelligence, or multiple intelligences. And there's probably like less than 50 people on this entire planet that probably know the whole story, the full picture, from beginning to end. Why is everything the way it is? Why are we being visited? What is the purpose of the visits? Why are they stationed here and possibly within the oceans of this planet? Damn. Your mind could go on and on, just theorizing. But that's what I like to do. I like to theorize and deep think about all of this. Think about this way too much. And yeah, it's one of those things where what is the meaning of all this? You know, I sit here in the parking lot. I look at people passing by. I'm outside of Walmart, by the way. And I see all these people. It reminds me of that one scene from The Matrix when Smith is talking to Morpheus when, you know, they're trying to mentally break him to get the codes for Zion. You know, they're trying to hack his mind. And Smith gives his long speech about humanity. You know, all these millions and millions of people living out their lives oblivious. And most people are living out their lives in complete and utter oblivious. And can you blame them? They live in a system that tries to literally shelter them from the real truth. Everything in this world that you see on the news, on social media and everything, is stuff that is only allowed for you to see. That's why it's so difficult sometimes to really understand what is truth and what is lie. Like, what is real and what is not. And it's worse with AI. But because if everything is under controlled as we think it is, if it's that severe where everything is being manipulated at a grand scale. And I would imagine it would be to a very high degree. Like making sure that the truth isn't out, and if some sort of the truth is out there, that it's skewed and sort of it's changed to the point where you can't even recognize it, that it's not even the truth anymore. It's sort of like a bizarro it's manipulated, and most people just are living out their lives the best they can, living day to day, paycheck to paycheck. What movie they want to watch, what music they want to listen, what's on the news. Trying to distract yourself as much as you can from the harsh reality of this world. And deep and subconsciously, everyone knows they're living a lie almost. It's very rare when most people are actually genuine and living their true selves, that are already living in a fake reality that's been constructed to manipulate you and brainwash you. Not only that, but to gaslight you and to basically hide the truth from you. And on top of that, most people live their lives in a lie as well. To lie to people and to themselves. You wonder why it's all fucked up sometimes. Because it starts at the top. It's all about who's running the show. It's like part of you wants there to be some sort of like drastic change, something really drastic, to force the hand of the people in control, to really try to make an actual change, and not some where like we just talk about it and then somehow people are more aware of it. Because at the end of the day, those are just people creating content just to create content about making change, about things to be different, but actual change, like, I don't know. I always think about these scenarios where I wanted to know the truth so bad. I just imagine a scenario where like, what if everyone who wanted to know the truth, let's say everyone in America wanted to know the truth of aliens and everything. How do we do that? And let's say I had the power to control everyone. Well, then I would control everyone to like stop going to work, stop paying your bills, this and that. Basically a complete and utter shutdown of the economy of the United States of America. And then until they release the information, then we will continue our lives. I don't know. Something so drastic that it would force their hand. But these are just like childish scenarios that I thought of when I was like little. But I don't know if anybody watching this will sort of like understand what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, this is just a video of me just kind of just like rambling, just talking out of my ass. And yeah, I'm just trying to upload on YouTube and be consistent. But then I say that and I don't do it. But, you know, consistency is key, is what they say. If you guys watch this video, definitely leave a comment if any of this made any sense to you, or do you follow the Virginia case? Do you follow what James Fox is doing? Definitely leave a comment. And yeah, until next time, take care.